everybody, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make this tonal leaf bracelet, and this was designed by Rebel's Corner on Instagram and YouTube. I will go ahead and put all the hashtags on the screen so you know what to use if you post this on Instagram. And this bracelet is a one loom design, but there is a hook only border. I think it looks just fine without the border, but of course if you want to get the full look, then you will need to do that. I don't think this is a super advanced design, but it is a little bit high tension, and this is what the back looks like. Personally, I don't like it as much because the borders, and also it's kind of my fault, I had a lot of the bands twist, but this is the signature side, and I think it looks really nice. So without further ado, let's get into the materials that you'll be needing. So it's the same supplies you'll be needing in basically any bracelet. You'll need any type of loom, a hook, and I do recommend using a metal tipped hook or at least using stretchier bands. I'll be using the Michaels neon bands, and these are jelly bands, so they're pretty stretchy and the blue band should work. As you can see in this bracelet right here, I used some Blue Lagoon bands, and those are dual layered opaque, and that worked pretty well too. Then I'll be using white for the border, and also a C-clip. And now we can begin making the bracelet. So for this bracelet, I'm going to begin with my arrows pointing away from me. I'm going to be doing a basic border, so just going outwards. And up. So I'm not going to go super slow because this is the most basic border. So, like I briefly mentioned in the intro, I do want to try to upload a video every week now because I've been doing a lot more video editing recently because I made a new Instagram account where I've been posting video edits, so I like it more now. And I just feel bad for not being very active. It is coming up to the fourth quarter at school, so I will be a bit busier with like finals and stuff, but I'm going to try my best, and I feel bad for not really doing anything over spring break, which was last week, but hopefully I can be more active. Then if you have any original designs, feel free to message me on Instagram, and I will try to do a tutorial, but I can't promise everyone. So now I'm going to just close this off. Like that, and then I'll go back to the bottom, and we're going to be making an arrow pattern, so pretty basic. I'm going to go upwards and down, so like I said, I'm just making an arrow pattern. And pushing it down as I go. And I'm going to continue with my neon orange. So I'd say the hooking process is definitely the hardest part. And you always want to go forwards, and to stay consistent, I would always put the left band down first. It's just easier when you do the hooking process that way. So I'm going to just continue out my loom, and I think it's pretty simple. I don't want this video to be really long, so I will be back once I have done this process up my entire loom, and for the end you're just going to go forward. You're not going to go over the border bands. Now I have gotten to the end, and it just looks like this. Arrows going all the way up. And now we can turn our looms around and start the hooking process. So feel free to pause the video if you'd like, but I'm going to make a cap band on this peg right here. So I'm going to start going into my cap band and grabbing the blue band and looping that forwards, and then going to go back in and loop out the border bands. So it starts out pretty easy, and then it gets a bit more complicated now, but I'm sure if you go slower then you should be able to make this, so I'm going to try my best to explain. So I'm going to be dealing with these neon yellow bands, and I'm going to grab the top one, which is right here, and there's 2 ways to do this, so I'm going to show you the first one. So we want to be putting it around these 3 pegs. So we will be stretching out quite a bit, but these jelly bands are really stretchy. So I'm going to first go around the top peg and stretch it downwards and stretch it down even more. So it should look like this really big triangle. And on this side, I'm going to do the second way, so you can just loop it to wherever it belongs. And then grab only the top loop. So don't be grabbing both sides, just the top. And pull it up, and then grab the bottom. But this is only the top layer that we're dealing with. And pull that downwards. So either way, you want to be stretching around these 3 pegs. And then for the other side, these 3. We're going to be pulling over this band right here, both sides. So just grab it and pull it in towards the center. And then on this side, again, both sides, grabbing it from the outside and looping it over. And now on all 3 of these pegs, I'm going to be looping the bottom bands forwards, and it should be the only band left unlooped, so the border ends in that middle yellow. And then that is it for the first hooking process. So now moving up, and I have 2 loops stacked on top of each other just so I can get a more zoomed in view, but I'm going to grab the top orange band and loop it first to where the other end is, and then grabbing only the top loop, pulling it up, and the bottom loop down. And then the next orange band, I'm going around these 3 pegs. So I'd say go slowly, and that should help the band stretch, because if you do it really fast, then it might break. On the side, I want to loop over both sides of this white band, and there is a yellow in between, but you can see the white bands are closer to the outside, so if you just grab both layers of them, then you should be able to pull it over. So I grab right here. That way you don't cut the yellow. And then go and grab the bottom bands and loop them up. So I really hope this is making sense so far. I'm going to keep doing that. So I'm grabbing the top pink band and looping it around these 3 pegs. And the same on the other side. And I didn't realize this pink band came undone. This one, it's a little bit trickier, but there still is a space where there is no orange. There's a gap between the white and the orange, so just grab both sides of the white and loop it over. So now I can loop it over. So sorry that the refocusing is annoying, but I'm going to stop moving my loom so much. So now I'm just going to be grabbing the bottom bands on each of these pegs. It might be more confusing for me to actually talk, because apparently I cannot form coherent sentences, so I'm going to just continue doing that. So you always want to make sure, again, that you loop the colored bands to these 3 pegs. So I'm going to just continue. And sorry, my hand does cast a shadow on the bands. So I guess I'll go through it once more. I don't know why. I feel like I didn't explain it that well before, but I feel that way about every video I make, so I really don't know. But I'm going to take the orange band and first loop it here, and then grab the top band, loop it up, and the bottom band and loop it down, if it doesn't do that. And for this side, I'm just gonna go around all 3 pegs and then loop over both sides of the white band from the outside, and then go forwards, the left and the right, and then up in the middle. So I know I went pretty fast, but I have a little ways to go. About halfway done, maybe a little bit more, so I'm going to just continue, but I'll stay on camera. So I actually messed up. I know you can't see my loom, it's because I'm fixing it. So basically what I did was I switched these 2 bands. So the band that I looped around everything is actually supposed to be the center band. So yeah, good thing I checked that. Now I fixed it. So if anything looks a bit off, I would go ahead and undo the last step and try to fix it. Just rearrange the bands the way they used to be. And by the way, I haven't brought this up in a while, but I will be doing a giveaway when I reach 10,000 subscribers. I think I'm at 9.9k right now, so I'm really excited. And I think I'll just be giving away bands, but it will not be international unless Loom comes out with gift cards all of a sudden. Because shipping is about $40, and I think I would really spend that much money because I don't make a whole lot from YouTube, and so can't really fund a giveaway. But you're really sorry about that, but if Loom does come out with gift cards or something like that, another solution where I wouldn't have to physically ship anything, then I would definitely make it international. And if I had a lot of money or something. But yeah, just money limitations. And I'd give away bands. Probably I might do it so you get like $35 worth of bands or something like that. And then I would just pay shipping, so you could pick out. Like I would make the order. You could pick the bands, and I would just enter your address and send it off to you. So I'm going to do the last process now, which is the same as the other ones. Okay. Sorry, that was off camera. So now I'm just looping these border bands in, and that is the bracelet, except we do have to add the borders now. So this is what it looks like, and if your loom looks like mine, then we can take everything off except for this peg, and I'm going to just pull a band through right now. And attach my C-clip, that way when we're making the border doesn't get really messed up. And now I'm going to take everything off the loom, including this peg. So I will be right back once I have done that. So this is what my bracelet looks like. This is the signature style, and honestly you can leave it like this. You won't have the finished bracelet, like it looks I think neater with the border, but it still looks just as cool this way, I think. And this is the back. Mine's really twisted, but that is the back, so it doesn't really matter. So now I'm going to just grab my cat band. I'm going to go down through it So this side just facing out the signature side. And then I'm going to go down through my cat band. And now I'm going to grab a white band and pull it through. And now there are 2 loops here, and we always want to be going through the front loop, which is this top band. So my yellow band right here, I'm going to grab it, pull it on my hook, and then pull a band through everything. And then same here, grabbing that top orange, pulling the white through. Now for the top pink. And you always want to make sure that you're grabbing it here. You always want this white line to be there still. I'm sorry, I keep going out of focus. It's kind of difficult though because my camera goes out of focus even if I move like a tiny bit. So now I'm going to go up through the first blue, and you always want to go up. And I'm just going to repeat this. So it's the same thing all the way up my bracelet. So I'll be back once I have completed this. And when you get to the top, I'm going to just go below the white band. Grab the pink and pull white through. And now there's different ways to finish it off, but I'm going to put this white band on my hook, take the C-clip off, grab one end and hold it on my finger, and then pull this end through these 2 bands. And then put it back on, and put the C-clip back on. So now this is what the bracelet looks like. I'm going to repeat it on the other side. So again, I have my cat band, I'm going to go down through it, pull a band through, and then just go through my yellow, and pull a band through. So it's exactly the same as it is on the other side. And now, hopefully you understand this. Feel free to go back if you don't, but I will be back once I have done this all the way up and finished it off just like I did on the other side. So this was kind of a difficult bracelet to explain, but I really hope you were able to make it. And once again, this was not designed by me. This was created by Rebels Corner on Instagram and YouTube. The hashtags were in the beginning, so you can rewind that. And if you enjoyed this tutorial, then give it a thumbs up. And this is Rebels Corner. This profile on Instagram, by the way. They are pretty close to 1.2k, so go ahead and check out their account. This is the back of the bracelet that I just made. But thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in my next tutorial.